What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. I'm feeling excited over here, boys and gals. Just feeling pumped. I'm thinking about taking some next steps with Budget for Life. Just made some how-to videos, or at least produced the videos. They're not edited and made into a good video yet. But once those are ready to roll, I think we're gonna be risking it for the biscuit, paying a TikToker to make a video about Budget for Life. And we'll see if it pays off. We'll probably know pretty quick, except it's a 6-month free trial, so I won't actually get any money back for at least 6 months. But it feels kind of cool. I have not, in all my business endeavors so far, I really have not done anything with marketing, so like at all. So anyway, it's just paying for ads. It's kind of a cool new world, guys. Pretty cool new world. Story I want to tell you. A way that God has, I guess you could say, sozoed me, delivered me. The way that He's built me up is as it relates to snoozing. This is one of the most infamous things about me, is that I do not snooze. It has been like 6 years since I have snoozed. Like, I don't snooze. I'm talking about like the button you press or slide to. Like, I don't do that. And it's been 6 years, guys, and I like it. I like these past years more than the earlier years. And I used to have a pretty big snoozing problem, so it's not just like, superhero Jeremy. Like, I snoozed bad. Like, I remember in high school, I would snooze for 10 minutes, and snooze again for 10 minutes, snooze again, and then I would start changing the alarms. I was like, let me just set an alarm for 2 minutes from now. Let me just set, and then I would do it again for 2 minutes. And then I would, okay, let's do one for 1 minute. I would run to the bed, because I had to get up to change my alarm. So I put my phone on the other side of the room, and I would run to the alarm, set an alarm for 1 minute later, run back to the bed, jump under the covers, and would literally fall asleep and then wake back up. I mean, that's where I was, guys. It was a toxic snoozing that had me in some trouble sometimes as it related to whatever I was hoping to get done that morning when I woke up, showing up to school with homework not done and having to try to do it in the 5-minute passing period, just so much daily stress like that. And even into college, like snoozing, and it would discourage me, it'd make me feel like blah. It's just like the whole day is kind of not quite ruined, but just off to the wrong tone when I delay it, and sometime in college is probably when I got intentional about trying to stop snoozing, and I couldn't. But I wanted to stop, not just because it made me feel bad, but also I had read or heard that essentially it doesn't help you in terms of your body's rest. It doesn't actually provide sleep for you because you're unable to go into REM. I don't really know the details. I just remember hearing that and feeling like the efficiency part of my brain was like, you just told me that scientifically snoozing is literally wasting time. Like, proven. And I can't waste time. Like, that's like waste. It's like a moral conviction, not to waste, especially when it's controllable very simply by your own choices. I'm like, man, I don't want to waste time. We only get 24 hours. Like, I can't just waste, 5 hours a week on snoozes. It's irresponsible, So I wanted to stop snoozing, but I could not stop. Like, I would not snooze one day, but then I'd be so tired, but really I would snooze like every day. And what I eventually came to realize is that when you snooze, you're basically training your body to react that way to your alarm. So even if you say you want to get up, like, your body knows that you don't because you don't. You know, like your body's not like it's calling your bluff. You know, it's like it's preparing you. The second your alarm goes off, your body's preparing you to go back to sleep. At least it was for me, and it probably is for you if you have this habit of, you know, hitting the snooze button. And so therefore the alarm becomes totally ineffective, and it's only some other type of more urgent or crisis or stress or something that would get you to get up. It's not going to be actually your choice to get up or like your alarm, because it's like not, because yeah, you become a creature of habit, I guess. So anyways, I had a snoozing problem. I tried to fix it. I wasn't fixing it. And here's what happened to me that ruined my life forever for the best. Is I was in a meeting at work back when I was working at Northwestern Mutual, everyone's favorite company for their friends to go work for. Just kidding. And our boss, the managing partner, was just training us on this Monday morning and told this story about snoozing. And he said that, you know, back when they had their first child, my managing partner was 55 at the time. His oldest son at this point was 26 or something like that. He said, back when we had our first son, when he was about 6 months old, here's what I did is I would set my alarm, and then I had another alarm, like a alarm clock, and he put it under the nursery, like under the crib of his 6-month-old, and he would set it to go off 1 minute after his alarm. And so he's telling this story, and then he's explaining how if that alarm were to go off, like he would still leave to go to work or to go exercise and then go work, whatever his morning routine was. So if he woke up the baby, it wouldn't be him that had to deal with it. He would be passing him off to his wife. And he was explaining to us just how negative that might cause her to feel. And then he looks at us and goes, so how many times do you think I've snoozed since then? And we were all like, oh dang, like this guy hasn't snoozed in 30 years. We're like, and the point of the whole thing was him teaching us to be intentional with our time, not to waste, etc. But when I heard that, it just ruined my excuses, because I had been trying for a while and not really succeeding to stop snoozing. And so I started to think, like, maybe it's impossible. Like, maybe you can't not snooze, and maybe that's just part of life. And then my managing partner goes and tells that story, and I'm like, dang it, like, so you're telling me there's a chance. And that was really all I needed. Like that testimony built the faith in me that, okay, I have no excuses, pretty much. And I started implementing some of that stuff. We lived in an apartment complex, and so I hooked my alarm up to this like PA system speaker and had it on basically max volume from the jump. So as soon as the alarm went off, and it would go off early, I don't remember how early I was getting up back then, but it was probably 5 a.m. or sometimes might have been 4:30 in some seasons. And so it's blaring, and we share a wall on the left, a wall on the right. We have a neighbor above us, and Megan's asleep, and I'm just thinking, oh crap, like I'm about to make everyone mad, and I'm a wing 9 on the Enneagram. I don't like making people upset, so just adrenaline would pump through my veins from minute one, which I've learned later on is not necessarily a healthy experience to wake up to in terms of heart health. But it's not like I do that every day now. I just needed to do that then to break off this cycle, and I'm certainly healthier now, all things considered. Anyways, jump out of bed, run over to the living room, out of my bedroom to go turn this thing off, and I'm like trying to get it to turn off. And at that point, my heart is racing. Like, I couldn't even necessarily fall asleep even if I tried. I'm just doing everything I can to turn this alarm off. And that, combined with this testimony, really shifted my experience with snoozing. And it was a prayerful process as well, because it's something that I wanted to do, that I felt like would help my relationship with God. Like, you know, spending time with God, reading the Bible, journaling, worshiping, praying, playing the guitar, singing, like, that's often what I was getting up to do, you know, or to go exercise, or both, you know, things that are healthy and good for me to do. And what's the other thing? Oh no, forgot the last thing. Forgot. Oh, come soon. These people about to click out this video though. Oh, I just wanted to share that it was really hard. Like, the first 3 weeks, it was impossible. Like, so my heart was racing, so I got up, but I was so tired all day. Like, it was like hard to do, you know? And I was like, man, am I always gonna feel this way? But I know this is possible, whatever. About literally 21 days in, which is kind of freaky, because, you know, they say it takes 21 days to build a habit and all that stuff. Literally, my experience, like, physiologically changed dramatically, to where now it's like my body knew that when my alarm goes off, I'm gonna get up. It's not a cue for me to sleep some more. It's a cue for me to get out of bed. And so literally my alarm would go off, and I started setting normal sounding alarms. You know, it's like, boom, that experience of adrenaline in my veins would meet me in the morning. So, like, I wake up and I'm like, woo! You know, like, it's a new day! Woo! Not literally quite that dramatically all the time, but before we had kids, I mean, I'm jumping up for sure. Like, let's go. It's a new day. We got things to do. And I was ambitious before, but physiologically that was not my experience, because I was training my body to go back to bed. But once I broke that trend and I started teaching my insides that, no, I'm actually going to get up, like, my body really started to help me. Like, hey, let's get up. It's time to get up. And I'm in agreement. And so it was like, man, my body's working for me now. Like, my left brain and my right brain must be, like, communicating something. And there were some other, like, life hacks that I did to try to help, you know, my left and right brain work together to make it more sustainable and more likely to be successful, to stop snoozing. But it was awesome to experience that, just literally in my brain chemicals, or however it works, for that to really come together. And so, and yeah, it's literally been like 6 years since I've snoozed. Now, I do want to add a clarifying point here, because some people have glorified this fact about me. I, first of all, am not opposed to naps. I don't get to nap very often, but I think they're great. Naps are awesome. Almost everyone in the world naps. So, like, and napping actually, like, contributes to your body's sense of rest. That's why I got rid of snoozing, is like, it's a waste of time, right? So here's another thing I'm not opposed to. Changing your mind about what time you want to wake up. So, you know, you might feel like, wow, that's really splitting hairs. To me, it's not. If you're going to snooze for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 minutes, to me, that's a waste of time. If you're going to say, man, I was going to get up at 4, I think actually I'm going to get up at 5:30, and you set a new alarm for an hour plus later, to me, that's real rest, that's real sleep, that is moving the needle. Probably not as optimal if you had just decided the night before, like, let's actually get up at 5:30 instead of 4. But certainly valuable to some extent, and something that I'm totally not opposed to doing, and I do sometimes. It is much more likely and much more common that I just jump out of bed and get up. Even like when Beckham was a newborn, Hudson was a newborn, like, kind of regardless of the amount of sleep I'm netting all the time, like, it's pretty likely I'm going to get out of bed. But I'm not opposed to, and I'm not above to deciding to sleep longer, as long as it's a considerable enough chunk of time that your body's going to get value from it. So wanted to throw that clarifier in there. I know some of y'all are real disappointed. You're like, wow, Jeremy's living a lie. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Just told you. It's not lying. That's all I got for y'all today. I'll talk to y'all soon. Life is worship. God is love.